Hey there, guys. We're back with another episode today of Exploring with Samezeezz. I'm going to show you real quickly one of my favorite spots in the game. It's called Batol. If you are not familiar with the game lore very much, or the story, like as far as the background of the game, this is a pretty big area as far as like what happened in Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, that kind of stuff, like the old world. And then on top of this mountain is one of the oldest Easter eggs in the game that I showed at the start. They put this camp, which is pretty cool. You know, just as help at the top. It's like, I think if you explore the zone a little bit more from the sky, you'll see that there's a Zeppelin crashed, or something along those lines. I forget exactly the story of why that's up there, but it's kind of cool. There's a help sign up there. So today, I'm going to be doing something that you probably should, actually definitely should never ever attempt to do. This will definitely get you banned almost on any server that you're on. Do not attempt to do this. I cannot express this enough. Like, do not. You will get banned. These are areas that you should not go to. They're for game masters only. There's a lot of people that are curious, like, over the years on WoW, how you could potentially get to, you know, the GM island. And I'm going to show you how you could. I'm not going to show you every single step because I don't want to necessarily encourage people to try this. I'm going to leave out like 3 or 4 critical steps that, you know, without those things, without that knowledge, you would not be able to get out there. So yeah, I'm gonna try and leave out a couple critical things to make it a little bit of a mystery. But if you're smart, I'm sure that you could figure it out. More knowledgeable about the game, you know what I mean? Like if you've been around a minute. So yeah, this is what you came for. I'm gonna show you how one potential way that you could maybe get out there without like editing the game code. So there's a spot. There's probably a number of spots, like most of this stuff. But there's a spot that I found on the top of the Night Elf capital tree, the Teldrassil tree, that if you jump off of it, you could basically reach GM Island. Again, I'm leaving out steps. You would need a number of things to make this work. I'm doing this on a private server that I've set up on my own computer, so that, you know, there's no chance that I can get banned on this, you know, the server that I play on a regular basis. I just like to explore stuff, so that's the whole purpose of this. There's nothing evil or nefarious or greedy or what have you about what I'm trying to do here. That's kind of cool. So yeah, there's cells in the game. So imagine each zone is a cell, basically, to make it a little bit simpler. And that's how the game loads resources on the back end on your own computer. Kind of like how Skyrim loads zones. At least this is my understanding. Obviously, it doesn't like render things in front of you quite like Skyrim does, because it's hosted on the internet instead of on your computer. So hopefully that makes sense. But just like for your local database and your like scanning, it doesn't scan for mobs that are in, you know, Duratar when you're on the other continent, for example. You know, when you're playing on you know, a regular server, for example. The sky, I've also changed the coloration of this video because otherwise a good chunk of it I'm dead, because again, I don't want to show you like all the secrets. I'm just trying to show you, you know, again, if you're clever, you could figure out with what I'm showing you and a few additional steps, you could figure out how to get out there. But don't do this. This will get you banned. This is like speedrunning how to get banned. Don't do it. If you wanted to and see, I'm going to pull the map here again in a second. So yeah, it's like halfway between the edge of the map and like the edge of your screen, basically. It's coming. Line by line, it's really far away still. I can't. It's hard to see and everything looks so weird. I changed the normal, like I put a filter on my screen because I'm dead right now. And the white normal WoW background for being dead is like all pure white, and your eyes would probably be blinded by now. No one wants to watch like all white swirling screen for 10 minutes for a YouTube video. Boom, Geom Island. So yeah, I was kind of hoping that this edge that you're gonna see here in a minute, I was hoping that when I hit this edge or this wall that I would stop flying, but I didn't, and that's fine. When you hit the hard edge of the map, like literally the screen edge as far as your screen will go, that's the actual hard map of the, or hard edge of the map rather. Oh. So yeah, I don't really want to show like every single snippet of how you get out there. It'll give you an idea. I might explore it a little bit more in a different video. Here I'm going to show you Silvermoon and some of the cool. Silvermoon's just a cool city. Not a lot of people go there. I don't go there very often, but it's a gigantic city. It's elaborate. It's pretty cool looking. It's very, very lore heavy. And yeah, it's just pretty cool. So, but you know, it wouldn't be my channel if I didn't like take it to the next level at least a little bit. So I was curious, you know, like what's under Undercity and what's under Silvermoon, what's under Stormwind, what's under these cities when you have textures that don't load correctly or, you know, weren't mapped with the intention of people ever actually walking in these areas. No one ever intended someone to be under Silvermoon, like I'm walking and messing around here. You know, it's pretty obvious. Or they would have like fleshed out the textures more and made like a floor, for example. And you know, it could even be the way that they developed the game. You know, they made an outring outside texture, and then they make an inside texture of the city. You know, and then they plant the inside texture on top of an outside skeleton or something like that. That'd be cool to figure that kind of stuff out. I know a little bit about how the game is made, but not a lot. So if you guys know, that would be really cool. I've never really researched it or dug into it much. But yeah, it's like this is the Sunwell. Going into the Sunwell is pretty cool. I was like, what's down there? I want to know what's down there. So yeah, I went down there. This in particular is probably a little less ban worthy. This would be a little bit harder to get into as far as like I don't think you could get under the Sunwell without like console commands or cheating or something like that. I've tried quite a bit. I don't think it's possible. Maybe if you jumped from further away and like glitched through the city walls, maybe you could. As you'll see here as I'm flying around, I'm like being careful how I fly, because if you fly through certain terrain, you glitch into the city, and then you have to fly up over the invisible walls or textures of the city, basically, to get back into it. So, I mean, you could like adapt that strategy and like try to explore more weird areas. Like here, I'm like, what's way under the city, you know? Like, is there a sweet hidden chest, bro? Where's that chest? Where's that chest with every item in the game? I need that chest. So, here I'm going to show just a little snippet of multi-boxing, some other cool stuff that you could do. And kind of leave off with that. Somebody asked me, you know, what's the point of multi-boxing? Well, here's one of the things that you could do with multi-boxing. You know, you could solo level 70 raids for mounts or achievements or gear. You could level up your characters. You know, there's so many different things that you could do. You could farm this for your enchanting ingredients, for cloth. I'm picking up everything here to show you, you know, this is something that you could potentially make money off of, that kind of a thing, like looting everything. And here I've just got 3 druids, and then I brought my warrior just to do a little bit of extra damage, and then I've got my shaman. So I mean, yes, they are geared. The shaman and the warrior, they're pretty geared, but the druids are not geared. They're like fresh level 80s with a couple of items on them. Very, very minimal effort. And then just a multi-box setup, which I showed in the previous video. This is like a bare bones multi-box setup, like an application of it, basically. This is something that you could do, something fun. This is something that I do. I like to multi-box and try and solo content. So yeah, I'm going to solo this guy for this mount, and then maybe some achievements and, just for fun. See how far I can get into Kara by myself with just 3 druids basically, and the warrior he doesn't really do that much damage, honestly. I kind of forget to press buttons on him sometimes, and I haven't mapped his buttons out with the multi-boxing stuff very well. He's just a plate. He's a plate person with a shield, so that's why I brought him. I hope you had some fun. I hope it wasn't too boring. All that good stuff. If you could do the YouTube stuff and do the subscribe and like and check me out for more content here. I'm going to try and do videos every Tuesday and Saturday at least, those 2 days. Kind of slow days for my server at least. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Exploring with Samezeezz.